Hey there, guys. Video Psych here. This is the last video today. And, again, I just always see so many people worry about so much with money. And, I've seen a lot of dark sides to it, but I've also seen a lot of light too. For instance, of course, let's, I guess, go to the negative. The negative is that, people don't have this, can't afford the same things that they used to be able to a few decades ago. Not even close. And in a way that is sad, but that's also the harsh reality. We have to come to the realization is that, not things aren't just simply aren't as easy as they used to be, and that's just going to be how it's going to be, at least for a little while, in many areas. There used to be a time when, you could kind of just go to a job, just get an interview and just get a job. I remember back when I was a kid and it's still like that. You can even just give a mediocre, presence to the interviewer and it's like at least 8, sometimes out of 10, you would still just get the job. But of course, nowadays that has changed and it takes quite a bit more effort just to get any job nowadays, it seems. But not only that, but the wages, of course, haven't kept up with, minimum wage and minimum living. And of course, those are things that need to be talked about. But of course, I'm going to talk more about how even if we did have all this junk, we still probably wouldn't be all that much happier. Now then, so where do I start? Well, on the light side, I have seen some people recognize the fact that, hey, we really don't need to have all this shit. Because, I remember back when people were just buying Hummers or Humvees, as some like to call them, just a $40,000 to $50,000 Hummer, and they would just buy them like it was Tuesday or something. I remember in the past, and they were just buying these Hummers just because they felt tall in them or they felt bigger in them, and these vehicles were just made for off-road and they took up a lot of gas just to run these fucking things. And people were just buying them up and they were spending all this money on gas like it was candy. And then, of course, worse came to worse, and it got to a point where it was making the gas prices rise so much that people started getting rid of their Hummers, of course. And that's the biggest reason why they started doing that, is because of, that is the best way I could put it. And the thing is, money and buying things like that and such, just think of any extra money that you have as your fun money or as, your emergency money. Just think of any extra money that you have off to the side like that. Don't think of money as something that you're expecting to make you happy to a greater extent. Now, how should I say this? Because I remember back when I used to live in the old mansion I used to live in, and I had all this stuff that I, thought, hey, I have everything now. I live in a mansion and I have all this stuff now, blah blah. I have everything, but guess what started happening? I started to get really fucking bored, because that's the thing about having everything. Eventually, is that once you do get to that point, it's like, well, now where do I go? And then that's when things really, they start kind of escalating this and they start getting really boring. But not only that, but then now you have to worry about actually keeping all that stuff too, and you're in that big ass house. Now you have to manage it and worry about people trying to steal your stuff, or if it gets scratched, etc. And, of course, the job that you might have in order to, keep all this, you have to worry about the strict guidelines to keep your job. And pretty much from what I've seen, there's only a couple things that having that amount of money is really, made good for, I would say. And those two things are comfort, because God, I mean, furniture is not cheap. So there's comfort. And the other thing is, I would say probably the best insurance. If you have enough money to afford the best insurance, then I would say you're pretty much set. You have pretty much anything that you could ever need, really. And everything else is pretty much just extra, really. That's really all there is to it. But again, money isn't really something that necessarily makes you happy, but it can make for some for some fun times. And at least it's at least good for something like that. And one person tried saying shit to me like, "Oh, but if you didn't have any money, then you wouldn't be able to afford drugs, and drugs make you happy." And I just thought, okay. I mean, you're kind of talking like my cousin there for a moment. I mean, what are you, a tweaker or something? Because my cousin who did illegal drugs, he said the same damn thing. Like the drugs make him happy. Yeah, he's not very happy now. I'm just gonna let you guys know that. Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised he's still alive anyway. He's gotten to a point where I actually don't even talk to him anymore because, yeah, it's gone to that point. The guy's in his mind is deteriorated, and the drugs aren't exactly helping. What can I say? So, yeah, again, really, or I'll say one more thing, I guess. You see those people with like billions and billions of dollars, you guys want to know the real reason why they have all that money and try to keep it and have as much money as possible. The only reason why to have that type of money is just for power reasons, and that's it. So that they have all the money, and so they have all the power. And the more they get, the merrier. And the less you have, the merrier. And the more power they have in their minds, we're just cattle to them. They don't give a shit about us. But with that being said, I guess I'll just end the video here. And I think I've kind of made my points. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.